WebFishing! WebFishing is a little indie title that blew up some few months ago, where you fish on the web. It's a very casual social game where you get to be silly little characters, literally just fishing. On the web though. And if you want, there's also gambling, so this is basically the best game ever, I'm afraid. This cannot keep happening, I have to stop talking about gambling. And that's it! How am I supposed to stretch this video? Let's start with the obvious. This game is too good for just a little fishing game, okay? Let's get into it. You start playing and are immediately struck by the waters of incredible peace. There's suddenly a mellow guitar and soft melody playing as you start looking around and noticing, wow, this game looks like a glimpse of heaven. This is probably not news to anyone who has somehow managed to find this video. This cartoon-esque, low-poly 3D look. This is it, man. It doesn't get any better than this. I know it's nothing revolutionary, but I love this art style and I sincerely, deeply love any game that looks like this. Everyone probably already made that connection, but although it isn't exactly the same, this game has the very same vibes as the Animal Crossing series, so it's already really pulling at my nostalgia heartstrings. Except, and stay with me here, you remove all the boring parts of Animal Crossing and keep just a fishing game. How did no one else think of this? This is literally peak. You just throw your rod wherever you deem best and wait for the magic to happen. Depending on if you're fishing in salt or fresh water, you roll for 2 tables of random fish to catch, and then play a fishing minigame and get your fish. Then you get ready to do that for the whole evening. Holy fuck, this is big, this is big. This is a big one, chat. Oh, what's about to happen? Oh, what's about to happen? Oh, it's so small. Then you utilize the entire local population of freshwater fish purely for capitalist means. That meaning you can buy new clothes and little knickknacks. It also costs $10,000 to be straight in this game. Or you could, you know, upgrade your fishing gear to the benefit of the gameplay loop, enriching the gameplay mechanics and resources you may acquire. No, scratch that. You can buy a little fishing buddy that stays in a bucket. And this little guy will auto-fish for you, while you spend all his earnings away gambling. Much like my parents. But enough talk about fishing. Let's talk about web. Or, in fancy words, the things I like that may or may not relate to the social aspect of this game. For starters, most of the time I spent on this game was on public lobbies. And honestly, if you're okay with doing a little bit of lobby hopping, I could reliably get on lobbies with people that at the very least didn't strike me as wanted criminals. Which is a pretty good baseline for most online spaces, to be completely honest. No, never mind that. On my first day I found a guy called Skin Man. Disregard my last comment, just play private lobbies, dog. Also, something I only thought about after having already finished this video is how little social chat room games like this exist nowadays. I genuinely can't remember off the top of my head another one other than Club Penguin. And that was in 2005! And was executed in 2017. I can't say that this genre is dead per se, but it's definitely become a niche. What I can say has died, however, are online spaces that are safe consumption for children. Like, no, think about it. Can you even name a single internet game, site, or thing geared towards children that isn't Cocomelon brain rot, which in all honesty is fine, or worse, just straight up predatory content? I know that just like everything else, the internet changes with the passage of time, but it has me wondering, where are the equivalents to Neo? As you can tell, I was about to mention Neopets. But a few years ago, they came out with NFTs, so...
Cara, se Clube Penguin ainda existisse, TikTok não estava com nada.
Mano, eu vou falar exatamente isso no meu vídeo.
É sério? Tá ligado? Mano, não tem mais site do Cartoon Network, não tem mais o Discovery Kids, Rabotel, não tem nada, mano.
Todo mundo dava o Rabu no Rabotel.
Not that I think webfishing is 100% recommendable for kids, but still, where's the whimsical silly shit for the kids? I can't even begin to imagine myself as a parent, but it's still clear as day to me that you shouldn't allow kids under 14 anywhere on the internet, and I still think that's kinda low bar. This is, however, a much deeper topic that would require extensive pondering from my part. Plus, I already feel like an old geezer complaining about the change of times. I swear guys, I'm only 19, I'm still young, right? I do think that, at the very least during the period I was active in the game, the community was pretty decent. Of course, as always on the internet, there's gonna be horrible people and just asshats everywhere, but if you carry yourself with some good old maturity and common sense, most people are actually pretty cool. And I think that this is due to the game's very nature and its online presence. No! Which will lead us neatly to what I really wanted to talk about this entire time. That's right, I made a whole video just to yap about how I think this game has vibes. Mano, esse jogo é vibes, né, mano?
Todo mundo num vazio imenso negro.
Esse jogo é vibes, né, mano? Escuridão completa. And is cozy. Let me explain. If you look at your screen, you'll notice I've been using a lot of B-roll footage to help demonstrate my point. This is a very vibrant and very charming game. I've talked about the art style before. It just looks like pure eye candy to me. And even if it's mainly a social game, even if I still like it as a collectathon, which I'll talk about soon, one of the things that really stuck with me that I'm trying to get across, this is a lazy game. This is the game to sit with random people wasting hours while getting nothing done other than just feeling cozy, feeling warm inside. Can you tell I played this while I was unemployed? And even though I was unemployed at the time, it's always great to take a moment to just be lounging around. I'm very much so a workaholic person, even if it doesn't seem like it because I never upload. My mind is always running at 1,000 miles per hour. I'm always doing something, editing, practicing, writing, recording, studying, and I literally cannot describe the wonder of being able to open a video game and be completely at peace. The feeling of sitting in a pier in this game's particular ambience, the sound of waves and people generally just fucking around, the soundtrack which pops in every now and then, it just hits all the right spots for me.
Barbecue bacon burger.
Barbecue bacon burger.
Eu ainda não entendi o que tá escrito na minha camiseta.
Barbecue bacon
Nossa.
burger.
Eu sobrevivi à sopa primordial e tudo que eu ganhei foi essa camisa de bosta. É o que tá na sua camisa.
Meu Deus.
Sopa primordial. Por que eu ganhei essa camisa de bosta?
A sopa primordial é a que estava dentro das bolas do seu pai.
Ah, não, mano.
Isso não, mano. Eu já tava levantando o dedo pra explicar que nem o nerd e o cara falou essa bomba aí.
Fica aí,
É
mano.
verdade, pô, é verdade.
Sopa primordial é onde nasceu os primeiros resquícios de vida na Terra. E aí, mano?
Ou seja, as bolas do seu pai.
As much as I'd like to keep pretending to be a movie director, I need to stop showing you all this B-roll. So, funny gambling, right guys? Skibbity toilet! Let's talk about all the thingamajigs you can buy. There's a small assortment of little gadgets you can buy at the local shop. A few of them can be useful, most of them are Among Us Hooked! No! There's some fun ones like chalk that people have used to draw stuff that's way too impressive. Or the waters of incredible speeds. Maybe the rocket-powered punching gloves. Meu Deus!
Ó, falta de respeito!
Não! Você vai levar então, acabou pra você.
Não!
Guys, eu vou trollar meu amigo Bruno. Eu falei pra ele, suba no farol, vai ser divertido. Trollado com sucesso, guys. There's even a radio that plays only the heaviest rock stations. O cara me puxou pro lado e falou aqui, ó, se liga, se ligue. Ele tacou um rádio no chão e tá tocando um Sneaky Snitch, do Kevin MacLeod. Tá de palhaçada, né, meu? Or even the coolest playable guitar I've seen in a game. Do I get to nerd about this? I get to nerd about this.
O cara tá usando, mano, 100% do cérebro dele.
Ah, mano, o cara...
Oh,
Tomar no cu, mano.
You just got wizard.
You can save chord presets for quick switching, which allows you to actually pretty easily play songs. Just don't try to do arpeggio. You could play a digital guitar better than I can play my real one. I'm sorry, do you know how long it took me to learn this? I mean, yes, there's a mod that lets you plug in a MIDI keyboard so you can actually play, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. And oh, that's a nice hook to our next topic. As is God's given right to any PC game, there are a ton of mods for web fishing, mostly for cosmetic add-ons, but the ones I like the most are the ones that make the game a little prettier. I'm the type of guy that fucks with Minecraft shaders, okay? No one's perfect. My actual personal favorite is a ragdoll mod, though. It barely fucking functions. Por que eu fui tão longe? Ai, meu Deus! Cara... Oh! And also, of course, the camera manipulation mods, but that's really a given at this point. I've yet to see a game that doesn't have them. Thank God, they're awesome tools. But speaking of mods, modifications, things I'd like to modify. I'm reaching. I made this section too short. I'd like to talk about updates. Now, I don't know the devs' ambitions for the future of the game. I don't know if there's plans for bigger updates at all. I don't know, okay? I also don't think that there's anything that needs to be changed. The game's already great in its current state. I just think it's an interesting topic for discussion. For starters, and this is the more absurd of my wishes, but I do love day and night cycles, and well, I've been talking about this game's ambience basically the entire video. You can put 2 and 2 together. But at the same time, I also understand that not only is this actually decently hard to implement, I've used some mods that recreate this to a certain effect, and while I do think this looks great, I'm also conflicted, as in, is this really even web fishing anymore, or something much more sinister? The base game has basically 0 shadows in it, and it's very arguable that the game's color flatness is a big part of its appeal, so I'm actually quite puzzled on this. Something I'm not puzzled about, however, I definitely think there should be some skybox. Like, I'm not asking for much at all, I'm just saying, it is kind of unsettling looking up and just seeing the whiteness, okay? It makes me shiver. Other than that, I really have no qualms with this game at all, really. The fishing part of web fishing is a very fun collectathon, at least for me, and I swear I'll still platinum this game one day. Maybe when I get to be unemployed again. This was another shortish video, but come on guys, you can literally tell what the game's about just by reading its title. Give me a break here. It was very fun getting to shoot b-roll and discuss what I like about this game, since it's overall very simple and just very pleasant. I've been stuck trying to make longer videos for years, and they'll come out and be peak, just be patient. So getting to make shorter videos like this every now and then is really refreshing. So if I've entertained you at all, it's time I start YouTubing and ask you for a like and subscribe. As I promise you, I'm just getting started. As always, I've been your host tonight, and I hope to see you again soon. Oh, and Happy New Year, everyone! Let's make 2025 a good one by subscribing to my channel.